Hi, I'm Josh Ellsworth here at Stahls TV, and I want to talk to you today about a product that's really been taking off for us in the Stahls CAD Cut heat transfer vinyl lineup. And that product is called CAD Cut Adhesive. CAD Cut Adhesive fits in your vinyl cutter, whether it's a small format cutter or whether that's a large format cutter. It comes in the 12-inch wide rolls, and you just load it into your vinyl cutter and cut and weed your design as you would any other heat transfer vinyl, which means you're cutting it in a mirror image. Now once you cut that product, you end up, and weed it, you end up with a transfer that is clear. It's just adhesive that's ready to apply to the garment of your choice. And now what's really cool about this CAD Cut Adhesive product, after you've applied it, you can take heat transfer foil, the same heat transfer foil that's used to put over top of screen printing inks and adhesives that you see in retail stores. You can use that same stuff, and we sell it here at Stahls, to heat press on top of the CAD Cut Adhesive to create some really cool looks. Now, today I have a project of 4 different garments, all with different applications for one school, and I want to walk you through how to apply this over at the heat press and talk to you about some opportunities with this heat transfer foil. So let's head over to the press. So we're going to start with this sparkle tee from J America. I love this shirt because it has actual glitter sparkles sewn throughout the construction. Makes it a very popular choice for spirit wear. I'm just working off my standard 16 by 20 inch heat platen on the bottom, and I'm going to sort of just drape the collar off so I don't get a heat press mark there. Make sure it's completely flat. And then let's check my pressure here. Now this is a multi-step application. I want it to be at 300 degrees. My first step is going to be at a very light pressure for just 5 seconds. So I really just barely want contact on the machine. So you notice how I adjusted that pressure to very light. And this is the adhesive step. So this particular customer wants the design placed across here at an angle, which makes it easy to line up. Don't have to worry about that. And then I'm just going to lock this down for 5 seconds at a very light pressure. It's a hot to a warm peel, so this has barely made contact. You just want to give it a couple seconds to cool down here, and then you should be able to start just removing the carrier. And notice it's just the clear adhesive on the garment. It looks kind of cool like that, but you don't want to leave it like that because if it runs through a dryer, you're going to have issues with the design sticking to itself. And so then I'm going to take my heat transfer foil. These Blackhawks have orange as the color. I'm going to see if it can fit this way. Pretty tight, so I'm going to go this way. And let's trim off a piece of the foil. And you just want to lay that completely over top of your design. I'm just going to use the bottom part of the foil here. I needed that length, but I'm going to save this whole piece. That can be used again even after it's heat pressed. Now for the foil step, it's always a good idea to cover it with a cover sheet. And then you want to apply at a very firm pressure for the foil step, and it takes 10 seconds. So let me adjust up here to 10 seconds. I'm going to give it a couple turns on the pressure to increase that, and then I'm going to lock it down into a place. I'm on an 8 now. On this machine it has a digital pressure readout, so that's good. That's a firm pressure at the 7, 8, 9 range. And something real important here, this is a true cold peel. So I'll carefully remove the cover sheet. I'm going to slide my garment off of the press carefully, and I'm going to let it cool completely down to peel it. So I'll just give it a shake here to try to cool it down a little quicker for you, and then we'll peel it over at the heat press. Another tip is you can hold it up against something cold. I have this cart here, just holding it face down to cool it down real quickly. And then when you release the carrier, notice how the foil comes off and sticks just to the adhesive. And I love this product because it's a nice clean result every time if you follow the application instructions, making sure that you do a light pressure on the adhesive. If you do too much, it's going to drive the adhesive through the fibers of the garment, and you're going to have little pinholing throughout. So very light pressure on that application. So nice, brilliant foil result. And then there's a little sleeve print I want to do. Now this is a very small sleeve area. It's a cap sleeve. garment. So what I've done is a little trick here, taking just one of our Print Perfect pads at Stahls. I'm going to slide it into the sleeve, sort of drape my garment here, and position it. Now I can still kind of see a crease line on the sleeve. That's going to help me with my centering. Something you definitely want to do here is position your print and then make sure that you dial back that pressure to a light pressure, because a couple things are happening here. Number one is I've added thickness here, which is going to actually make the press lock down harder. And then two, I just came off of a firm application. So I'm going to dial this back quite a bit and basically try to lock it down to barely make contact. Happened to guess right there. If I didn't, I would have just kept dialing it back. It's not overly sensitive as far as the application, so just lock that down. Once again, it's a warm peel, so peel it away. You can see my little print there. And then I can just grab that same sheet of foil, or if you have a scrap that fits that placement, let's just try to barely drop it onto there, make sure it's covered. Lay down my cover sheet to hold it in place and to protect the heater of my press, and then crank it up. Give it that firm pressure for the 10 seconds. And we'll just wait for that to cool down. While that's cooling down, we're going to rapid fire through some shirts here. Now I wish I could press as fast as this video is going to go for you, but you'll get the concept and you'll see the other garments I'm doing as part of this job. Let's do a final review and show you how easy that was and really how economical it was. The CAD cut adhesive, we only used a yard of material across those 4 shirts. It only cost about $4 in adhesive. It only cost a couple dollars in the heat transfer foil because of the way we were able to nest up the designs and really make efficient utilization of all the foil pieces that we were using. Very inexpensive product. Now from a finished result standpoint, we have this sparkle tee from J America with a front and a sleeve placement perfectly centered, utilizing the techniques and tools that were showed in the video. We have this fan jersey from Boxercraft that was decorated with the top left chest placement and a back name drop of the team. A pom-pom jersey from Boxercraft in a V-neck style, which is still very popular, with a bottom left placement and also a placement across the back. And then last but not least, we have the two-tone sort of oversized shirt from MJ Sophie with the two-tone placement on the front, making use of the color blocking on the garment and the foils. And then last but not least, back placement with the Bethel Park word mark.